Yes, sika 190 million US de buy no under NDC aban no sika na mba biom saa no mo beye enkwasi ade omuti radio so ye no. Now mame nkyerɛkyerɛ mu nkyerɛ bebi a problem ni free adekudie nti a enne yete ye ya $190 million and cause US de maye almost mfa maye. Now read this story now. This is what it says. The US has suspended Ghana from receiving $190 million in Millennium Challenge Corporation energy funding due to debt default concerns. You see, US for say, sir, $190 million be an omtademaye, emiade beye, yankania hon samne, in yoman kitinkiti bi Ghana ye boyano, almost sasikano, almost for my beam, if you say, ya broka be a gua, yambese betia. Yadeka, yadahon, yasa besia. Inti, US for say, eka ya bogu ho, and 2024, PDS ke ba ya, eka beda ho, yentia. Eka ebeda ya sokra eye efri eye de and this NPP abreso a omobobogu ho a omeka che say Russia Ukraine war sa eka no ene na edidi ma bedu ha na and the US for say yedeka too much into sa $190 million we enya ade omde be maye. Now okay story ko enima. This decision stems from Ghana being declared ineligible for MCC funding for fiscal year 2026 into eye afie besimi eye sa PDS kana America for the Maya Kufu Mudi and almost say next year yensan kabiem. The suspension is tied to a US legislative restriction that bars countries in debt stress from accessing MCC grant. On US paper no, in their document no, Ghana eka e diomo yentia eka egua ekufu Mudi to hono. Sisi say eka no omo ntumentua afena ban we air try so betua bi enti sa record ninti omo say until sa ban we betua eka ekufu adom bogu ho ofori atam bogu ho de nyina no enya ade a obema yesika bi abiem because eka ekufu adom bogu ho no sa eka no say ya ntumentua sa aka na say aye hu kwa say yetua ne kakra until say betua wi no US say sa sika we omo fa maye. Now ochano pa Amani kobna santi obedware inso nko ne to because ne to soso ena mfimfine ntumi mbie into dware a inso nka ne to saa Ghana na nufu 98D bodies na obo no saa Ghana o use no na osora na nufu gu table no so ono so abetena ho omo nkenkan omo beka jem say hwede asi se ade dia kosi say yesi ntumi ma Ghana besia bi mo US pa enti na ye kele na nadwi omo nim de omo ye akromfo. Na mame nkwa chire kakara mi dwom nkyerɛw na me nkyerɛw bebi a eka ne firi baaye se ne be ya obi start se oye janda mo chama ka say hey munya nkwase akeka na eyemakufu ado no mo ba omia Canada Japan no brand champion no ene eye country ne eye kobne Japan snatch no omo na mo dey sa a problem we abeto ha and the Emma Ghana ye bre. Now me nkwa chire na me nkyerɛw bebi a problem no. This is 2022. So okay, in 2022, NPP are buying a release statement. And let me enlarge it. Kelvin Taylor de a picture to show our read the picture. You see this document, date 19th of December 2022. Or say suspension of payments on selected external debts of the government of Ghana. Way 2022. NPP are buying and the Kufuado time and Nakan for the finance minister no omokachire say eka ye dede ewa manone a America kan no almost suspend ye kanutua enti at a point kra na omudi sika no eka na eda ho na yabobo abrofo ka abobo US for besia a wo say yetua no omo release letter ka kire ye say enya ade obubetua selected external debt of the government of Ghana. This is in December 2022. From 2022, no, they decided not to pay our external debtors and creditors. They decided not to pay them. I didn't even say externally near Deka na US for ne kasamun tiamo kanibi. Obia fryer say because they were just stealing. Now, so read the document now, especially point 2. Me read the paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. No, I had there. If you have publishing no kai ho me kai mo se na be o china o man ko brasa antini obi ene akwara de nufu gutable so no mekeka nkwase asem e wa Adum TV and ada Ghana fo I say Ghana is today faced with major economic and financial crisis and its attendant social challenges. In 2020 and in 2021, the COVID-19 pandemic negatively impacted our fiscal and economic situation. Global risk aversion triggered large capital overflows, a loss of external market access, and rising domestic borrowing costs. Point 2. We are before letter o. Finance Ministry, release yes, tia kabia wa abruchire. Based on board no, tia, anything and the MCC, 190 million US dollars, farmer because some question afford buy and a keg won your tia. Mahama mon try some tia and son on before one. Point 2. This year, 2022, the global economic shock induced by the Russian invasion of Ukraine has further adversely affected our economy just when it was beginning to recover from the pandemic. The combination of adverse external shocks has exposed Ghana to a surge in inflation, a large exchange rate depreciation, and stress on the financing of the budget. These factors taken together have put the sustainability of our debt at risk. Almost say, adikudientia omunye ready so mubetua ekabia wa abrochire in 2022. Ne say Russia Ukraine in tokwaninti. Meno kasa nde Russia Ukraine so moko. Adentina dollar no 11. Omuka je say Russia Ukraine war any COVID-19 inti. Enya de obetumi tua kabia omo ebo besie gu omu ntua. Omo di America ka omu ntua. But say Russia Ukraine war and them no ka say ejinem etem sama mpon hina bomu. Adentina and them no ka say Russia Ukraine war no ho. Dollar no 11. So these were their reasons. Inti America for the omo Baomia Ekufuado omo nyina ka said they are not going to pay. Adentra omo no mo aben mu omo diska de na US for be ye. Before that kai nobody nke the PDS cannot woman kada ho. So o study a omo no creative problem no. Omo creative problem you not omo solve problem no because omo nim say aban for be solve at a point Nana Kufuor told us say a better government, a better leader will come and solve the problems of Ghana. Murevi. And so they knew what they were doing. They were destroying the country to the core. Into Omangasa let them release here by Finance Ministry in 2022. No, a chair clearly said they were not willing to pay any external debt. Omangasa catches anyado bubetia and no need dimabedu hana. US Emma Yesika almost say kill and tia kwasiafo. Sa achichide ni ejimi fo no ba ye no e ka no mo de no mo se kill and tia. Intende $190 million US is almost for my. Now, my mention more reasons. My mention more reasons. After that, you know, we're going to see in November. Let me see this. In November 2022, this is what Ken Oforiatta told us on TV.
Good evening, Ghanaians. In the budget statement presented to Parliament on November 24th, I announced the government will undertake a debt operation program. The broad contours of the debt sustainability analysis has been concluded, and I'm here this evening to provide some details on Ghana's domestic debt exchange, which will be launched tomorrow. External debt restructuring parameters will be presented in due course. Under the domestic exchange program, domestic bond holders will be asked to exchange their instruments for new ones. Existing domestic bonds as of 1st December 2022 will be exchanged for a set of 4 new bonds maturing in 2027, 2029, 2032, and 2037. The annual coupon on all these new bonds will be set at 0% in 2023, 5% in 2024, and 10% from 2025 until maturity. Coupon payments will be semi-annual. Our commitment to Ghanaians and the investor community, in line with negotiations with the IMF, is to restore macroeconomic stability in the shortest possible time and enable investors to realize the benefits of this debt exchange. The government of Ghana has been working hard to minimize the impact of the domestic debt exchange on investors holding government bonds, particularly small investors, individuals, and other vulnerable groups. In line with this, Treasury bills are completely exempted and all holders will be paid the full value of their investments on maturity.
This is the time Obeka Chere say, oh, DDP no afi no mo beye.